boys and girls, I promised you that we would have a special guest here today, didn't I? You asked me when I said that, you said, would he or she be a celebrity? You said, would they be famous? Somebody said, would they be an athlete? And somebody said, would he or she be a rapper? Well, this person is all of that in all of the above. How many students and parents have ever watched Fox News on television? All right. Then put your hands together for the celebrity, the famous, the athlete, and the rapper, Mr. John Brown from Fox News from Good Day, Orlando, the anchor and newscaster.
All right, he got me twice, so I'll do it again. I said a hip hop, a hippie, the hippie to the hip hip hop, and you don't stop. I couldn't very well make him a liar, right? He leads the school, so I had to do my best there. Just don't ask for an encore. Okay, yeah, you know what, that introduction embarrasses me so much because my daughters came home the other day and said, hey, there's a celebrity going to be at the reading celebration. I said, that's great. And then she said, yeah, I think it's you, Dad. Sorry to disappoint you, Lauren. Yes, but I'm here for you, okay? Kids have a good way of keeping your ego in check, right? You get a great introduction like that, and at home, I'm just, come on, Dad, work with me a little bit. Okay, so I know the first rule whenever you're giving a speech, you never want to upstage the host, right? And so I thought, man, Mr. Nathan, the way he dresses, how am I going to upstage the best dressed principal in the country, right? Look at this guy. I don't even have a third piece to a three-piece suit. So there's no way. Thank you. There's no way to upstage this guy in that department, but I am honored that he asked me to come here once again today. It's an honor for me to come and speak to these exceptional students. This is all about you. Your parents are here, your grandparents, your brothers, your sisters, the teachers, all the school administrators, but this is a celebration for you guys because you guys did something incredibly difficult that, let's face it, you didn't have to do. This was extra at the school, yet you guys right here did it, and that shows us a lot about you. That tells me that you're incredibly smart. You're incredibly committed and motivated to do things that other people may or may not do. Not only is this important in school, but also as you get older. It shows us parents a lot about you and what we can expect from you down the road. So for that, because you're here today, you should be very, very proud of yourself. Now, as for me, I wasn't a great reader. Oh, by the way, how many people were here for the first reading celebration? Just raise your hand very quickly. I mean, earlier in the day. Okay, I knew there were about 20 or 30 of you. It's almost the same speech, so I'll give you your money back at the end, okay? It's almost the same. So bear with me. You guys can play along at the end when you know what's coming up, okay? Now, I tell you, I wasn't a great reader growing up. I didn't get into reading until much later, but look at this. My third book that I've written just came out in the past week. 3 books by me. And I love how my brother makes a great point to say you are the only person in history who has written more books than you've read. It's not exactly true, but it just goes to show a commitment to reading can take you to places and help you do things that you never thought were possible. How about these numbers? Studies show the average elementary school student around the country, average, right, across the United States, reads about 10 to 15 books a year. I bet some of you guys, to get the numbers we're going to see today, 300, 400, 500 reading counts points, I bet you guys have read 10 books in less than a month. How many of you guys here think you've read more than 10 books? I know all of you have, probably, right? You could all raise your hand. But how about this? Let's up it a little bit, all right? You guys have all read more than 10 books, but studies show only 10% of adults, after they get out of high school or college, only 10% will read 10 books in a year. So not only have you guys outdistanced yourself from school kids all across the country, you've beat more than 90% of the adults in the United States as well. How about that? You guys are off to a great start. But for many of us, this is also a family event today because if it wasn't for your parents and your grandparents reading with you, a lot of you may or may not be here today. As a matter of fact, you may have a big brother, maybe a big sister who reads out loud to you, which in case you don't realize it is a great skill. Because believe it or not, there are people who make a career out of just reading out loud all morning long. That's all I do, right? This is a great skill that you guys have. So, just like in the first one, I need all of you guys out here. Let's honor our parents and grandparents. I need you to raise your right hand. It's a solemn pledge. Raise your left hand. Everybody wave at me again. Thank you. Now just back to the right hand. I just always like to do that. Okay, repeat after me. Everybody ready? I state your name. Thank you. Want to thank my parents for reading. Say your favorite book. And other books, like Green Eggs and Ham, like The Giving Tree, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Thank you, parents, for reading them with me over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until we all had it memorized. And then reading it one more time. I have the coolest parents on the planet. You guys rock. It is a family celebration here, guys. Again, moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, all you kids, congratulations for being here today. It's time to honor you guys. Mr. Nathan.